Welcome back to the Block Sit Down. Today we're doing the Buckeye Fan Film Room. Obviously, I am your host VJ, along with my two other co-hosts with me. And today's a bit of a different one. We're coming off a bye week. We don't really have any game to recap over, but got something different for y'all. Today we'll be doing, in a sense, kind of like a overall grade review on what we've seen so far about Ohio State. So to get started, obviously, I think we could just start off with offense. Quarterback, honestly, Julian saying, how are we feeling Julian saying doing so far in terms of the first three games? We can
Honestly,
start off with Rack.
in my opinion, Julian Sand had performing phenomenally. To be honest, especially coming out from Week One, Texas. At the time, ranked number one, Texas. Like honestly, the way the game plan from the coaches to Julian Sand starting for the time as a freshman, well, not freshman, starting as a quarterback. Obviously, he went to Alabama and then transferred over to Ohio State, and now he's getting his official start for Ohio State. And honestly, the expectation playing Texas week one, he lived to expectation. Obviously, the game plan wasn't nothing crazy. He didn't really throw the ball that much, but I felt like it was just obviously it's their first time starting and it's the number one team, so they kind of played it safe. And honestly, Julian Sand did the thing. He all the passes through. It was not really a concern, but it was accurate. If anything, the concern in that game was the receivers, a tight end. Max Clare dropping the first ball, and it was like a fourth down pass. So honestly, if I was going to give my grade to Julian Sand, I would give him A. So I was started right there. So Cameron.
Fair grade.
For
Fair
me,
grade.
for me, y'all know I'm super hypercritical of saying. I asked a lot of questions of the big moments. When when we go down that path, what is he gonna be? Um, I obviously I don't know how y'all graded it, but I graded it off a QB perspective. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to take into account that he's a young quarterback. I understand he's
Oh.
gonna get better, but he's not been perfect. He's not been
Mhm.
near perfect. Shout out to Grambling State, he's damn near perfect. But what kind of irritated me was the two turnovers. He had three interceptions, but two of the interceptions I felt like was his fault. They were there
Mhm.
were there were balls that he could have prevented. He didn't need to throw. Um, and I understand, like in the Texas game, we're protecting the ball, and he did that. He did that very well, and the game plan didn't let him open the game up. But there was definitely a lot of from not even the Texas game, but from all three games, there was a lot of missed opportunities from the weapons he has. He understands the weapons he has, and sometimes he does force the ball, and that's why you get the two interceptions that were his fault. But there's also not getting tight ends involved. I don't know at this point if it's a tight end problem. Because I think both of them only got like five receptions. I'm talking about Jelani Thurman and Max Clare. Um, and it's just a situation where I want to see them more involved, and I don't necessarily put that on saying yet. But just something to watch out for. But for my grade, I gave him a B minus. There's a lot of work to improve, and if we weren't talented and more talented than Ohio, and we could just beat them off purely talent, I think it would have been a closer game. I think the first half definitely scared a couple people and had me turning my head like, what are we doing right now? But because we're purely talented and we're only got 5 and 4 stars on this squad, we're gonna be able to push past Ohio in the night game, in the primetime game. But in the future, when we face a Power 4 team, is it gonna be the same? I'm just asking the questions. I just know there's more room to improve, and I know Julian Sand's gonna get there. He's talented enough. He just needs more reps. And people are talking about a back to back. I need to see a lot of improvement from Sand and his mindset and his him reading defenses and because the ball placement's there. I know the talent's there. The arm talent is there. But be honest.
Fair, very fair assessment, honestly. Um, if I had to consider all things, kind of similar to Cam, I don't view it as, he's young, blah, blah, blah. I view it as like what I've seen right now. And like, there's things I like, there's things I don't like. Obviously, you guys kind of summed it up damn near. So I'll just keep it short and simple. I think for me, in terms of grade wise, I'll probably give Julian saying a B plus. Um, like I agree with Cam. I think there's improvement. Um, Overall though, he's done his job. Is what I can't complain about. He's done his job. There's definitely the flashes of talent and the hype that everyone was talking about in the offseason. But overall, even though it's not picture perfect, which I hope soon to be, but obviously it's pretty solid. So I give it a B plus for me. I think there's always room to improve no matter what, but that's my grade.
All right, you want to start us off with the running backs?
Yeah, I got you. Personally, I think right now we're in a weird mix of our three running backs now, I'm assuming, just because of Bo Jackson being very, very, very good. Uh CJ Donaldson is a very solid back. Obviously, you could tell what his strengths and his weaknesses are. He's more of a bigger power back, not really your agile back, but he's done his job. You know, he's gonna get you a yard if he could get you a yard. He's gonna get you a yard. What I haven't been impressed with is James Peebles. We've kind of been assuming that he's gonna be more of the the third down running back, the more agile, the more quickness. But there's flashes, but there hasn't been in a
Consistency.
weird way. I haven't seen that like field vision of his. Like I don't know. It's like it just seems like he's just always looking for contact instead of looking for more yards in a way. It's like we kind of need him to be the guy to gain the yards for us, not to just absorb the contact. You know, as a running back, obviously you're gonna take a hit in here and there, but I mean, if you look at last season, Travion was more of like the agile, get us the yards. Quinshawn was more of the I'm gonna run into you, smash football type of style. This year, it just it didn't seem that way until we saw Bo Jackson, to where he damn near took the whole thing for himself and damn near like showed out very, very well these past two games for us, not including the first one because he didn't really play. But overall, if I had to give a overall grade, I say a C plus. I just feel like right now we don't have a definitive 1 and 2 now with this whole Bo Jackson coming through. So I say C plus. I think definitely the talent's there. Definitely I seen what I like to see in terms of running back. You know, they know how to get the yards, they know how to do the things right. But I'm just more concerned in the sense of who is the main running back. So I think that's where I would say is my grade, C plus. Yeah, we can ask you, Cam. What's your
Okay.
grade?
Again, I'm super hypercritical of this team. But the expectations was, oh, James Peoples going to be that guy behind Trey. He's been log jammed in this shit. We had to pick up Judkins in the transfer portal because we just didn't have the depth, and we need that number two. And we got him in Judkins last year, but James People was supposed to take that crown, and I haven't seen enough from James People where I don't know if he should be the 1 or 2. Like you said, and CJ Donaldson has been more productive than him. That's why we got him, of course, to try to be that second back or that one back where James People could be the second, just load management. But Bo Jackson has done everything we've expected from him. And the reason this running back room isn't failing is because of Bo Jackson. I gave him a C minus, or I gave him a C, but at the end of the day, if Bo Jackson doesn't get that big play right off the touchdown with Ohio, I'm not saying like everything could have went downhill, but that was so big. Just to hand that ball off to him and he gets 60 plus yards off that was very impressive to him. And he's only a freshman. I don't take that in consideration, obviously. But in the grand scheme of things, I take a step back. James Peoples been here a while. T.J. Johnson's been here a while, or he hasn't been here, but he's been in college football for a while. So you're getting outplayed by a freshman, and it's not. Oh, is it a deep offensive line problem? Well, Bo Jackson, are they just blocking harder for Bo Jackson? Like, are we just going to say that now? No, he's taking opportunities and that has been given to him and he's been more impressive. At the end of the day, he's just been more impressive. And I'm just going to need more out of James People if he wants to keep that 1 and 2 spot in question right now. And CJ Donaldson, I kind of expect a little bit more because he was a senior coming from West Virginia. I had high expectations, but after that Texas game and then that Grambling game, he didn't do bad. But damn, Bo Jackson just ran off with it. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I gave it a C. But yeah, I said it and said C minus, and I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Yeah, the honestly overall summary, I'm in agreement with y'all. I'm around that C range because literally the first thing I thought about is I was like, is it our running back group? Obviously, we're talking about the running back. Is it our running back group or is it our run? And then when you think about it, okay, well, how is Bo Jackson doing what he's doing as a freshman and then we have James People and C.J. Donaldson, who's more experienced in the college football, play. So it's like, I don't know if we can really even blame our own line, like if Bo Jackson is able to create these numbers. So I give it an overall C. Basically summarize basically like our problem with what we see from our running backs, and like I don't know, we just need to see more of these after this bye week that we're about to go and play Washington. James People and C.J. Donaldson need to pick it up. You gotta see, especially if this is our first game away, we're gonna have to see what they're gonna bring to the table. Because if Bo Jackson will keep running with it, then it might be a Bo Jackson, and then whoever could barely keep up with him right after. And so, yeah, that's all I gotta say for our running back group.
What we got next? What position are we thinking?
We're gonna start off with the wide receivers. Can't ignore our bread and butter. Damn near. We can start with you, Cam.
Okay. I'm a Jeremiah Smith guy. I'm also a Carnell Tate guy. I love what the wide receivers have done. Jeremiah had a slow game against Texas. Guess who was right there to just release some tension from Julian Saint in his first game? Carnell Tate. I want to see it like. I know Brendan Ennis. We kind of know who's rolling this team, but I want to see him a little bit more. Some more pass catches. I don't know. But Brendan Ennis has been able to get open. There's a couple, again, going back to Julian saying, there's a couple, opportunities he was open, whatever. But Brendan Ennis, I like his role in the team. He's kind of like that just older guy that's just gonna, not as talented as Carnell or Jeremiah, but still there and still it's pretty productive. But I give this wide receiver room probably one of the best in the country. Production wise, definitely one of the best in the country. I gave it an A. Simple like that.
Makes sense. What about you, Rack?
Honestly, there's not much to really complain, really, besides first game, Jeremiah Smith dropping, a couple balls, but that's first game.
It was the gloves.
Exactly. He had to go out to the sideline. Let me get these shits off. But yeah, overall, A plus, to be honest. But I'm really gonna stick around A. We just need to see more. Just more, I guess, more in the passing. I guess this come down from Julian Sand, but obviously we seen how good our wide receiver group against Grambling, but we want to see that more consistently overall against other teams. So yeah, I'll give it an A. VJ.
I think it's easy to say as an overall. I'll nitpick it just a little bit, but obviously as an overall, it's also got to be an A. I mean, it's been phenomenal. I mean, we're out here in and out doing the job, damn near catching fucking 50 yarders, 40 yarders naturally at this point. I expect to see that damn near every time now. But to nitpick it just a little bit, I think obviously it's easy to say that Jeremiah and Carnell are definitely A's 100%. But to Brandon Ennis, in a sense of more his role, obviously we gotta respect his role, he's doing more of a dirty work, he's playing a slot, he's not expected to receive the ball, he's expected to create space for others to receive the ball. However, I would like to see a little bit more when the ball is in his hands, instead of kind of just protecting the ball, like maybe just get a little bit of yards. I'm not expecting major, but sometimes I want him to just try to go for a little bit more. Can't really ask for too much though. I mean, he's done his job so far. Just a nitpick specifically on Brandon Ennis, I'd maybe give him as a grade for himself a B minus, just because I feel like he could do a little bit more. Overall though, I'm very impressed. Like, his blocking has been great, route running has been great. It's just when he gets the ball, I just want him to be a little bit more dynamic with it. But can't ask for everything, and hopefully we see that more in the season. But just to nitpick it, that's my thing.
Okay.
I think next we got tight ends. So obviously this one's an interesting group. We can start with you, Rack.
Tight end, like I said, is what Cam said. To be honest, we need to see more from our tight end group. I don't know if it's like play design, play calls, what it is, but we picked up Max Clare, best tight end from the transfer portal. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's a scheme play calling thing or purely the play themselves and they're just not getting open. Like, I generally don't know what it is. But we need to see more from them. Obviously, when we first fourth down conversion we tried to do against that week 1 Texas, Max Clare dropped the ball. Julian Sand couldn't have thrown a better ball. You know, it gave us a little like, damn. You know, we just picked you up. You're the best tight end in that portal. Why are we dropping the first ball? But then again, we can say the same thing. We got Jeremiah Smith, the damn near the best wide receiver in the nation. He dropped 2 balls. You know, but overall production wise, due to the fact that we have yet to see that much out of the tight end group, I'm gonna give it probably a C minus C. It's just like overall production. We haven't really seen much. It's like obviously they perform against Grambling, against what have we just played, bro?
Bobcats.
Against Ohio. Obviously. So it's like obviously to perform there, but obviously when we get into more the Power 4 plays, we play in the Big Ten, you know, possibly SEC team later down in the playoffs or whatever bowl game. If we don't see more out of our tight end production group in this later half of the season, we're just going to have extra player on the field not doing much. We might well put in a wide receiver in at that point or extra lineman at that point. But, excuse me, but yeah, I'll say C minus. Cameron?
For me, the tight ends, outside the touchdown passes, I think they've caught, I'm looking at my screen, I think 3. So, outside of that, that's kind of like the only reason they're not failing. I hold everybody at a higher standard over here. I gave them a D, and that's because just production is not there. They're not in a situation where, oh, they're open. We could rely on them. We can get first downs off them. I feel like every time they get the ball, it's like very like
minimal.
okay, you was just check down. You just check down on first down. You know, you got like 5-6 yards. I think I can remember one time when Jelani Thurman got a first down. It was like a clutch, like third down play. I think that was like the Ohio game, maybe. But outside of that, like these guys are just there. They're just bodies on the court, and we need to, like, again, if it's a playbook situation, I don't know, bro. But we didn't get Max Clare and out the transfer portal for no reason, bro. He's not here for his last year. He wasn't projected 2nd-round pick for no reason. So it's obvious he gotta do something. Either he gotta do something. You know, Brian got to do some. The OC got to do something. Like, we got to figure out how to get these guys more involved because it could be the Jeremiah and Carno show until we need them. So I don't want to wait until we need them for them to get involved. But yeah, as an overall unit, they haven't been good, in my opinion. Not to leak the O line, but these guys have been the worst on offense, grading wise, in my opinion. Just the fact that I don't know who's our best tight end. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's week 3 and we got transfer tight end. VJ?
Kind of similar agreement. Just I definitely want to see way more. You know, I feel like production hasn't been there. Obviously, to be fair, these past few years for us in terms of tight end, we haven't really seen the best. I think in my opinion, the last best tight end we had was Cade, and that was like 2 years ago, I think. 1 to 2 years ago. So obviously production I want to see more of. If I had to say one thing right though, I feel like their blocking has definitely been impressive. They're basically damn near a 6th or 7th O-line depending on what scheme we're running.
But that's Ohio State standards, bro. You gotta come in
and block. Yeah.
Everybody on that offense gonna fucking block.
Which in a sense I agree with for sure. It's just, but that's like you just said though. It's just apart from the blocking, it's like we need to see more from that. You know, there's never been opportunities where they could have gotten it. You know, obviously, I think the only real game I see them go crazy in a sense was the the Grambling game, and it's Grambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It only could go so far. Bobcats, Max Clare had that TD, but it's like everyone else is pretty silent. It just seems like right now we're kind of in an inconsistent wave of what tight end's gonna show up and be that guy that day. If anything, I'd rather just everyone at least has, I don't know, 20 yards combined to 80. That's, in my opinion, that's solid. Something, but can't just have one tight end popping off for 40 yards and the rest get silent for the rest of the game. Like I just want
Oh,
to see
oh,
more. If I had to
You do
give
want to see
my
more.
grade so far, I give it a C. Ooh,
I see.
my bad.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say a C as my grade.
okay.
That's it.
I want to add a little comment. I don't want to get too off topic, but I feel like it just made me just thought of it. I wonder if it's a problem. I think it's a good problem to have. Is it the problem that we just have too much offensive power that just we're not able to get the ball to them? Like, it just our wide receiver group is just A plus A graded. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like maybe the tight ends just don't get to shine. I don't know if that's the problem, but I don't know. It is something
That
that.
could be a thing. Because if I can remember, all three touchdown passes to the tight end, they were never the first check down. They was never, oh, this is a Max Clare touchdown, this is Jelani Thurman touchdown. I don't think it was ever that. And that could be a thing, but there's still situations, and Julian Sand hasn't had a lot of pressure. So hopefully, like later in the season, if he gets pressure, he can roll out the pocket and then hit checked out, hit a tight end on the sideline. That could be something that's like opportunities in the future. I feel like because there really hasn't been a lot of like Julian saying, oh, it has to roll out the pocket, oh, it has to extend the play, nothing like that. Because maybe the competition is just good enough, and we were so hesitant and like very like we weren't trying to throw the ball in the Texas game. That these two last games, it's just been everything's working. We don't need to over like emphasize anything or like do anything.
No.
And that's just where I'm just nitpicking with this team. Oh,
Yeah.
I see 20 receptions from Jeremiah Smith, 12 receptions from Carnell Tate, 4 from Will, 4 from Jelani, 4 for Max Clare, and they all got touchdown passes. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like we gonna see how good this is, and I think we still got another bye week. So when we do this grading later on, we'll have more film and more things to cover at that point. But maybe it's just hey, everything's going well. But I don't know. To this point, we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah. Oh, just a little offside comment. It felt like we're nitpicking, but it's like maybe we're nitpicking because we're just that good, you know. So it's like
The opportunity's just not there.
exactly. So yeah, that's all. That's a little just side comment I just want to add in there.
VJ, do you think that?
There's a case for it. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, but but the thing is, it's been like this for the past like couple seasons, damn near, to where somehow someone's not gonna somewhere in the position is not gonna get shine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back a little bit. For example, when we had CJ, in my opinion, I think the wide receivers and tight ends got the most shine, and the running backs is where we didn't do best.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, our running backs those years were very inconsistent. We had Mayan Williams and we had Travion. Either Mayan isn't really the best receiving back. He's just a big boulder, damn near. And Travion was in and out with injuries at that time. So it's like, it just kind of goes both ways. I mean, they had pop-off moments, but it's like, in a sense, you could say they were our weak point in the offense of those time. And then last year, it was damn near the running backs and wide receivers, and the tight ends got less shine. I think it's just a case of we just got to learn how to do all three. But it is very early, like Cam said, so we can't really assess it now. But I think as of right now, it just looks like it's definitely our wide receivers first, and then maybe a running back second. That's kind of doing it. But I mean, we'll see in a couple weeks when we get our second bye week.
No. All right. Next position group.
We'll do our final spot on the offense is the O line. We can start off with you, Cam.
Okay. So I think Julian Sainz has been sacked. I think a total of like one time. I think it was the Ohio game. It was a 0.5 and 0.5. I went over the stats earlier. But it really hasn't been a lot of pressure on Julian Sainz, and that's another thing that we could talk about for him that could be scary in the future. But I just think this offensive line is pass protection. Superb. But as far as the running back room, or as part of the run block, the running backs got to get some flack. But offensive line can't go unnoticed. And I don't think they should get a lot of the flack because Bo Jackson's been able to make it happen. Maybe he's just him. I don't know. But I gave him I gave him a C plus. I gave him a C plus. And that's just again just like, oh, the running backs aren't doing their thing. It's got to be something with the offensive line, or like I've seen a couple missed blocks, and I guess we could take flags into consideration. Hasn't been too much, but that's just something I guess we could take. And this is just a new offensive line that we just been able to have to move around a lot from this season to this season to last season. But I'm not really super hypercritical of them. I don't put a lot of blame on them because they've let Julian Sayin just come into college football and have a pretty good time back there whenever he drops back.
Yeah, I have it at very high grading due to the fact that honestly, like basically our bread and butter right now is passing the ball. Like obviously we want to distribute the running, but if to me, as long as our O line gives our quarterback, especially Julian Sands starting for the first time against Week 1 Texas, well, just them able to consistently give him time to pass the ball, it's such a high grade for me. But the only reason why it's a B is obviously due to that the running game. It just sucks. It's like every single time I don't see Bo Jackson on there, it's like, is our O-line going to block good enough for CJ or James People to get through, or is it really is just Bo Jackson just seeing the field, seeing the the cuts that you may need to do. Like I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's definitely not just the running backs, not just the O-line. It's definitely a team sport. That's why you need all position group. So I give them a B. Just obviously they protect well for the passing, which is our bread and butter. So I had that have that a very high ceiling. But then we can have a really good passing offense without at least a decent to solid running back play. So running plays. So I have another B. And yeah, we just need to see more improvement with the running blocks. Like I don't know, we need to do like a tight end motion into left or right side and just block that way, and hopefully that creates something. I don't know, but I mean, it felt like that was a thing that helped us a lot. I don't know, whenever we motion a tight end to a center side, we just attack that side. It creates a open space. But obviously, if team watch the room and sees that's the most effective, they'll probably counter that very quickly. But yeah, a B. I'm high on it due to the fact that they allow Julian Sand to throw the ball.
I think that's a fair assessment because I don't think we gave up a sack to Texas, and Texas is like they said on call like during the game, like this is probably the two best defenses in the country, and Anthony Hill Jr. is probably gonna be a first round pick. And do you know who he is? Interact.
The freaking what defensive end, the edge, right?
He a linebacker, but you don't know him because he didn't do shit. So that was the point I was trying to prove. He didn't do anything. So shout out to O-line. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
VJ.
I think it's a great assessment. Me personally though, O-line to me has been like I have such a standard look at, just because like we've had so much success years before of O-line play, like at least in a sense of consistency, not in a sense of oh, your specialties pass, your specialties run. It's like just been, oh yeah, this O-line's consistent, we can do something with this. Me personally, I think last year was probably the best O-line I've seen in a while, just because we had such a deep group. We had Donovan Jackson, we had Seth McLaughlin, Josh Fryer was actually solid last year. So it's like I have a very interesting standard of it. To me, at least my grade overall is a C so far. Just a C. I think we haven't done enough to like consider it terrible. Obviously, our pass block has been honestly more than great. This is like excellent level pass blocking I've seen. But run blocking is just so inconsistently bad to the point where it's like, I don't know if it's the starters, it's the backups. I don't know if it's Bo Jackson. I don't know what's going on, but it's just we can't seem to have a consistent run game. Like, if we could just have a run game run block to where we can get consistently 80 yards, at least for our main running back, whoever that may be. at least 80 yards to our main running back at the rate is looking like Bo Jackson, then maybe I consider it higher. But right now, the fact that we're still experimenting running backs and we're still kind of struggling apart from Bo Jackson, who wasn't even the main starter, it's kind of like, what are we doing? Um, I will say I think this group though has the potential to probably be one of the best, just because our pass blocking is so good that as long as if we could develop our run blocking throughout the season, and especially into the like November time to where we face Penn State, Michigan, I think honestly this could be one of the best like O-line groups we had in a while, just naturally developed wise. Like this is not really like majority of this group is not even transfer. Like the only transfer that's technically starting is Phillip Daniels. So
Where's
I
he
think this is
from?
he's from Minnesota.
Mm.
So I just think overall this definitely has the most potential just because our pass blocking is literally right there, like picture perfect. If we could develop that run block, I think this O line group actually has something to be very, very special. So I give it a C right now. This will probably change as we go on to the second bye week, but I think that's a very, very, very fair assessment from me at least, from
Do
what I
you
see.
hold the do you hold the O line more accountable for the for the running backs not being as productive?
It's 50-50. For me, it's dependent on the running back because like when we had like Master Teague, he wasn't really doing the best. He was really just running into the damn line. But then at the same time, you can't really just rely on a pure zone block every time. Like we gotta, get some counter plays in there. We gotta just switch it up every once in a while. I think right now it's just been super inconsistent. Like with the flashes, when we seen our run blocks get there, they've been great. But then next play, we're stuffed at the line of scrimmage and we're on a 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, whatever. So it's like just got to be consistent. Like I'd rather get 2 yards than no yards. So it's kind of like it's just got to get better at it, in my opinion. Just more consistency.
All right, on to the defensive
Go.
side of the ball.
Defense. Yep. We could start off with D line specifically as a whole. We could start with you, Rat. What do you
Okay.
think?
Honestly, there's only one person I wanted to pick, and that's C.J. Hicks. He made the switch to edge, and obviously there was he came up very big at the very end against Texas, but that was the one thing. I haven't seen him against Gremlin, Ohio. I am very, 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 very hard on CJ, especially this being his last year. I need to see more from him. But excuse me, I'm not gonna put the whole grading on him specifically, but because there's definitely other players on that D line that came that showed up. They're doing their part as a D lineman. So yeah. So overall, I'm gonna give them a C. Like I said, I don't know. We're getting pressure here and there, but I feel like once CJ can settle into that rhythm of he's there, he's getting that pressure, he's able to get a couple sacks or at least just that mainly that pressure. I believe that this D lineman is just gonna explode and just be something to be reckoned with. So hopefully they're coming this off this bye week. The D lineman worked on that, especially DJ. Hopefully, he looked at his film room to see if what he's messing up on like maybe he need to get off the line faster. I don't know, maybe hit a couple heady or something. I don't know, something to work on coming off that bye week. So yeah, I'm giving him a C minus. Need to see more from him. Cameron.
So if we was doing grades by specific players, no one would jump off the screen for me. But as a unit, they've been able to get everything done that we've asked them to. Would like a little bit more pressure on Arch. I think we left the game
Yeah.
with only like one sack or something. But I feel like Arch was imploding by
Yeah.
himself. It wasn't the most. And we replaced everybody on our defensive line last year, so that was
Yeah.
the first game together. But as a whole, Grambling, Ohio, they was there.
Yeah.
They was there for me. I gave him a B plus. I think Caden Curry had multiple standout plays. Bo Atkinson I think had a sack. Who else? Caden McDonald, Edge Houston. They've all just like collectively played as a unit, played together, and was able to get pressure pretty consistently. And I don't remember any like run games being established in either 3 games. So I think that's pretty good. I think we held a lot of people to you have to drop back to beat us. And for someone like Navarro for Ohio, that was pretty important, in my opinion. But um, yeah,
VJ.
he's muted, so I know some.
Nah, yeah. I
Oh,
gotta do something real quick. So give me like 1 minute.
we take it over. We
Yeah,
continue. Um, yeah, it's like,
tackles for loss, tackles themselves.
mm,
I feel like this defensive line is pretty well.
yeah. I mean, it's like the pressure's there, but I just want to see more consistency. Like I said, I'm mainly picking on CJ just because. Sorry, he is a 5-star recruit, and he was a linebacker, so it's like it's different from a linebacker to a edge, but then again, it's like everybody's giving him this nickname. He's a mini Abdul Carter, so it's like expectation is there, but for CJ, it's just like I'm telling you, once he does his part of actually getting there, he understands how to get there. I'm telling you, the D lineman is just going to shoot the roof. Everybody's going to shine. Edric going to shine. Curry's going to shine. Like they're all going to shine. So you can almost say TJ's he's either going to just stay solid and just everybody else stay solid, or he's going to shine and everybody else shine too.
Yeah.
VJ.
Yeah.
Um,
So you
you
kind
go,
of
you go.
CJ on the D line.
I know, but it's like when we're missing something, nothing's going on. It's like CJ, this is your, you know, first time here. This is an opportunity for you to like, hey, it's like all our D linemen's already doing the work. They're getting there. They're creating this play. It's like now it's a couple drive of just solid, a couple pressure did, and it's our DBs or safeties or our linebackers just getting these big stop. It's like where our D lineman at? Where's our edge at? Where's our where you at? It's like, who haven't we heard from? CJ Hicks. Why haven't I heard the announcer say CJ Hicks with the with the pressure, with the sack? And so I'm not hearing nothing from him, bro. Like, I'm not hearing his name being called. So it's like when we're at that time, it's like we need somebody to create that play. CJ, it's your time, bro. Like, what's up? Everybody doing their part. I need you to come do your part. So yeah.
Shit. Wait, VJ, is that a WNBA shirt?
What? No, this is normal.
Oh,
Yeah,
This
I
guy.
see the ball and it looked orange, so I
nah,
was like,
normal.
it's the
No one right
layup.
here.
This guy.
Nah, no. To go back in the topic though, at least for my assessment for D line, um, it's been okay. I just think right now it's kind of like everyone. I think the one thing I will take very well is that everyone's consistent. Like they're constantly doing their job. It's not like, they're obviously in terms of stat sheet, nothing's popping off. And when you watch the film, honestly, it's kind of mid, to be honest. It's kind of mid. But if there's one thing that's always there, is that it's consistency. They're always doing their job. Like they're not breaking from it. They're not shying from it. They're not one play looking like prime fucking Chase Young on the edge, and the next play we get folded into a fucking tortilla. Like it's genuinely like consistency. Like they're constantly just gonna keep doing the job, whether that's run, pass, rush. Like like it's just there. So in terms of overall grade, I'd give it a C plus. It's just consistency. Right now, like we got consistency down. I like that very much. What I want to see now is I just want to see us take the next step into where we're constantly, getting to like that second level, getting past the tackles, getting past the guards, maybe even just getting like I say our run stops are good. It's just we can't wrap up. For some reason, we just cannot tackle inside that box for some reason. But overall, pass rush has been there. It's just consistent pressure. Nothing crazy, just consistency. So I get a C plus overall though. Next we got linebackers as a whole unit. We can start with you, Cam.
Okay. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles. Need I say more? Petty John in the
Petty
Grambling game.
John.
I ain't gonna lie, this linebacker group is the best in the country. And I can say that pretty confidently. I think Sonny and Arvell could potentially be day one, day two picks in this year's draft if they choose to go there. Arvell's first start, I was very hype on him going into the season, and he's done nothing but jump off the stat sheet. His presence is more than known from every team that he's played. They know about them, and I just love the look off and then just blitz like that. I don't know why I've never really seen that, and the fact that my linebackers be doing that and be getting fucking sacks and be throwing off the whole quarterbacks. I love that. So this will be my first perfect grade. I can't ask for nothing more than an A plus out of my linebackers, and that's what they've delivered on the field.
I'm in total agreement.
Right.
I'm in total agreement. Like, our linebacker group is like Sonny Styles returning as the old block recipient and the captain of our defense. Alongside the other players as well. But man, I did not expect our linebacker to be as good, as great, as amazing as they are so far into the season. Especially Arvell Reese getting his start. He is outperforming, outshining, like Cam said. And then whatever Petty John got his time to shine, he is performing. He's ready. He's ready to start next year whenever Sonny Styles, go hit that draft. But man, I have not much to say. They're doing amazing. Keep doing it. Hopefully they're only getting better. So in agreement, Cam, A plus.
And it's important when you don't got a defensive line that's just consistent. They're not really jumping off the stat sheet. That you got two linebackers that make an impact on the run, in the pass, everything. So I think a part of having that secondary, being that secondary, and then them linebackers kind of like also doing their thing, and then it can. That's why the D line could just chill out for now. We want them to do more. Obviously, we're not saying that, but we have like kind of like something to bounce back on when. In that front seven when you got those two back there. VJ?
Dude, I mean, y'all basically said it all, man. Nah, the linebackers phenomenal. I think this has probably been one of our best linebacking groups in a long time. Probably like
I can't remember.
Like 2014 is the last time I remember, honestly. I remember 2014-2015 team linebackers were consistent. They were great all over the field. This is honestly this linebacker group might be better than them. The way they've been playing, dude, they're going sideline to sideline, getting tackles, stopping a run, and then next thing you know, they're also making pressure, and then dropping back into coverage. Dude, they're doing everything right now. And like you just said, Cam, like both of these guys are damn near possibly day one, day two draft picks, and which is insane to see. And they're both they're physical specimens. They're both 6'4", fucking giant ass linebackers that can do it all. Like this is absolutely fucking insane. And I can't say enough more about, especially Sonny Styles taking, especially his leap. When he came here, he started as a safety. If y'all remember that.
Oh, he
started
did,
off
yeah.
as a safety when he came to Ohio State, and now he transitioned to a linebacker, and he's been nothing short of great. Arvell just waited for his time, and dude, he's killing it right now. He's killing it. He could be damn near be another edge rusher. He can drop back in, play good coverage. Dude, yeah. This is an A. I'll say A, just because I always think there's always room for improvement. But even though this is like damn near picture perfect, I'll just say an A, just because I never believe in the A plus. This is perfect. I just believe there's always the smallest improvement. So I just say A, but this is borderline almost picture perfect position group for us right now. So.
And for a school like Ohio State to have two of probably the best linebackers in the country, like you said, I think the only thing I can remember is Jerome Baker. Jerome Baker's a name that I've heard. I think he's on Miami now, the Dolphins. But that was the last linebacker that we had that was pretty good in my opinion. Like I really haven't. We're not known for creating linebackers. So the fact that someone like a Arvell Reese could sit back for 2 seasons, and he's from Cleveland, you know, came to Ohio State and just basically had to wait his turn. And the fact that he took this opportunity and made everything of it, made everything of it, and now, you know, we talking about him being on draft boards for 3 games is insane to me. Like I don't need to give this linebackers too much credit. I don't want them to start chilling out, bro, because I need them to still chase after it. But the Big Ten play, so that's when I really think things are gonna start looking better for this whole team when it comes to the draft.
All right. Next group, the cornerbacks. Definitely interesting group to look at, depending on how you think of it. We can start with you, Rack.
Our corners. I felt like they've been consistent. Honestly, main big thing is Igbenogson. He have came back. Like I said, he could have left for the draft last year, but he have came back and to prove to people, honestly, the NFL scouts that hey, I know I play very touchy. You know, I'm very hands on. You know, like to be all up and close and personal, but that came with a lot of flags, a lot of pass interference. So he came back to prove that I could still do the same thing, but not have that call on me. So obviously, and if, when it comes to the scouts, are looking at that if you're able to play clean or not. And here he is, Igbenogson coming back to do that, and he's doing great so far. And so that's on Igbenogson. Shout out to him. And the rest of the corners, Lorenzo obviously had that messed up against they're all bound to have a mess up or two. Like they're not gonna be perfect. Lorenzo he assumed he was about to come over top and it didn't, and that's why they had that big play from Ohio, and he also gonna wrap it up. It's like it was bound to happen. But the corners overall, I felt like the fact that teams, besides Ohio, they are scared to throw the ball, or if they are, it's check downs or I don't know, short plays, and our corner gets to them real fast. So it's like yeah, they're throwing these short passes, but it's like they're not able to extend it unless it's a big flashy, like, oh, he thought it was gonna be this play. Like I said, I'm just gonna nitpick the Lorenzo one where he's like, oh, he just threw a bomb. Lorenzo thought it was gonna come over the top. It just, unless it's that type of play, our corner's been solid, and I can't ask for more. Obviously, we want more. We want more interception, more all that thing. But I'm enjoying that. Quarters obviously expect more, but could be worse, could be way worse, and let's not get to that point. So my grade for them, I'll give them a solid B minus.
For me, I'm a big fan of this cornerback bunch. Not a lot of penalties, not a lot of big plays down the field. Obviously, you touched on the Lorenzo. I don't know what he was trying to do, but gave up the touchdown in the third quarter, start of the third quarter. That's fine. I'm not gonna look too into that. I don't look at it as like nothing crazy. But obviously we got safeties left. Their job, the quarterback's job, is way easier when you got safeties like that. Shout out them. And once their jobs gets easier, they can really lock in on if it's zone, man, whatever. But yeah. Yeah, I need to find some chocolate around the house. Yeah. I give this core an A minus. I like I said, I hate big plays. I hate the PIs, obviously, defensive PIs, and those are two things that are very limited this season. And like we can say time and time again, we really haven't faced the best competition. But Texas, I think that game was a big eye opener for me. And a lot of these guys, again, they was always in the lineup. Jermaine Matthews played last year. Lorenzo Igbenogson was a starter last year. These are guys that's like haven't started or like had played a whole bunch of snaps. But this year they took the opportunity and they made the most of it. In my opinion, I enjoy this watching this defense play, the cornerback specifically. BJ.
Hey, This corner group is definitely one of them ones, man. You thought last year's was solid. This year's, in my opinion, is probably just as good, if not better, damn near. So overall, uh, like I said, like Rack said, Igbenogson cleaned it up, great. Jermaine stepping in now as a starter, dude. He's been playing damn near lights out, damn near. And Lorenzo had his little thing, but honestly, even if you look at that thing, he was still playing good coverage. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
crazy ball placement,
Yeah.
perfect right under him, like on his
Yeah.
side. So it's like can't even blame him. But Lorenzo didn't even play bad either. And the one thing I want to say also is our backups too. Devin Sanchez as a freshman, he's been looking solid. Obviously in that Texas game, he had that one big play on him, but
Yeah.
apart from that, dude, it's been pretty clear. Like that's what one thing I like is that even though our group right now very experienced, very good, our reserves, our backup for the future has been damn near showing out as much as they can whenever they can. So that's one thing I definitely been seeing. My grade overall, I said B plus. I think this corner group definitely is very good. My only concern is can they keep this consistency going throughout the Big Ten play, honestly, because
Mm.
we do face some nice little air raid type of teams going on to the season. So I hope we could definitely continue this play, but right now they've been pretty impressive, so I can't complain,
All right. I think VJ can start us off with his safety grades.
dude. Uh, I mean Caleb Downs and Jalen McClain. I mean I've been high on Jalen McClain specifically just because he's filling in big shoes and he's been honestly doing just as good for them. So overall, my safety group, I also level it with the corner. I think they've been performing just as well. I mean, we have the best safety in America, Caleb Downs, and then Jalen McClain. For a guy stepping in this role this quick, dude, he's been pretty impressive. So overall, I would probably say B plus also. Can't complain. They've been doing their job. Uh, I would like to see maybe a little bit more, just ball hawking a little bit more, that we definitely looking to hit more. Don't mind that,
Yeah.
Brian, hey, I don't mind that. Just watch out for the targetings. But I don't mind that. But I definitely been very impressed so far with the safeties. And I think this is one group, not like the corners. I actually don't think it's consistency for them. I just think overall it's healthiness. Like, can they stay healthy throughout the season? Because I mean, we know Caleb Downs. He could play a whole season, whatever. Jalen McClain, he's filling in a role where at times Lathan was just injured for like a solid 2 to 3 games. Can they stay healthy enough to continue playing with this group? I don't know. It's only been 3 games, but I think what helps us a lot is that our bye weeks are definitely very spread from like a quarter. So I think our first bye week is obviously 1/3, 1/4 of the season. Our second bye week is like 3/4 of the season, damn near. So, I definitely like how our bye weeks are spread to, get us some recovery time and stuff. But hopefully they stay healthy enough to continue this play. That's my concern for them. Yeah, we could do rack next.
Yeah. Not much complaint from the safeties. Obviously, we got the best safety in the country in Caleb Downs, and like you said, McClain coming in and getting his start. Not much complaint. They came, did their part. Obviously, we want Caleb Downs getting his pick, and honestly, he was he was near the line of scrimmage when he got that pick. So it's like obviously whenever they're playing like down, towards the deep zone. I want to see some more picks. I want the quarterback to know, hey, if I don't pinpoint this thing, they're either gonna pick it off or they're gonna completely just boom the shit out of their receivers and launch their ass to the sideline. Obviously, that's what I want, but will it happen? Who knows? But yeah, I will definitely want more like picks and stuff. But I'm not gonna nitpick. It's like it's football, college football at that, so you never know when the ball is gonna be going over there. But it's like even though we want that, but if we have already consistently going through the freaking line of scrimmage and getting a sack, well, shit, the ball never going that way anyway, And if they throw the ball check down and our corner is stopping them, well, shit, the ball's never going over there anyways. But those time whenever there is a a deep ball going their way. Hopefully, somebody come down with it or just completely just erase that play completely. Like just send them a sign like, hey, no, don't try that shit again. You must not know who we are. But overall, grade, I'll give him a solid B. Obviously, I gave B minus for the corners and a B for safeties. Yeah.
For me, safeties, how important are they in football? I'm a guy that likes safeties, but they obviously don't go high in the draft, for example, because of how like maybe unimportant it is or how valuable other positions are. But obviously y'all said it. Caleb Downs, best safety in the country, and Jalen McClain been doing his thing. And it's the fact that these teams, I've seen Grambling so fearful to throw it up top and throw it anywhere near this secondary that they rather fall on it and like get no yards rather than even take the opportunity to make a big play. And I think that fear goes a lot farther than a lot of people. Obviously, I don't know if they're thinking of that in the locker room or like his decision making is the best safety's over there. I don't know that for sure. But the way these teams are playing against us, it's like they're very fearful of us. And that goes to say that like Archer throwing it and those couple passes that should have been open, should have been caught, but he missed the target. That's fine. But once we hit the Big Ten play, like I said, it's gonna be very known where the secondary is gonna rank, and where our grade's gonna be because we have a lot more to diagnose. But in my opinion, they're an A. Like everything I've seen from them, they've struck fear in every quarterback's hearts. And they're scared to throw it over top. The reason we don't get opportunities to get an interception is because they're scared to even throw it. It's insane how like fearful they are of this secondary that like I have to keep making a point of emphasis because I've never seen nothing like this. Like they try to run it and they'll get a couple yards, and then I just see 3-and-outs all the time. I'm like, yo, you gotta take the opportunity eventually. You're down 21 now, like do something with it. And they still just try to play like their football and check downs and out of bounds and shit like that, which is funny to me. But like VJ said, we're gonna play a lot of air raid teams, a lot of teams that love to throw that football. So we gonna see how the secondary holds up in the coming weeks. Kicker. Punter. Not bad. Not
Honestly,
bad.
we could just do overall a whole as special teams. I mean, already talking. So we can start off. Honestly, can't really ask for much. I mean, our special teams hasn't really done too much. Granted, that's because we're playing good football to really literally put in that. Literally, the most our special teams was used against Texas, and I think we did all right. So overall, though, I say special teams as a whole, I give it a B minus. The only reason I would say that more, just because specifically wise, I want to see more of our punt coverage when we're punting the ball. Can we get there? Let's not make sure they don't get something explosive coming off a punt. Whatever, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And the same, I mean, I would say kickoffs, not really, because we're usually booting it out of the backfield on kickoffs, so that's not really a big deal. But for punts, can we limit them? And this also will apply for Washington too, because it's actually a big, interesting factor. But we go on that when we get there. But overall, I'll say B minus as a whole. I think Jaden Field has done his job. The punter, honestly, in that Texas game, he was doing his job. Can't really complain. I just want to see us do more better in terms of punt coverage. We could do you, Cam.
For me, the kicker and punter been doing what they do, bro. It's just ain't the most difficult job. But shout out them, they're doing it and they're doing it well. Very precise. But when it comes to the gripe I have with the coverage is I seen this man Brandon Ennis field so many punts. It was insane. During the Ohio game, I think it was the Ohio game where I was like, yo, there's no way he can't like get us better yardage, bro. I don't know, bro. Like it just felt like a couple missed opportunities. I don't know. Maybe I was seeing the field a little bit differently than he was, but I'm like, yo, I've seen this man return so many of these, like, or not return them, but like get better yardage off this, like. And I've seen like 7 today, and I'm like, yo, they really didn't go nowhere. You got 5-10 yards maybe. So that'll be the only gripe. I'll give it a B, bro. It's none too woeful that we need to worry about or nothing.
Yeah. I give it a B Same thing with Brandon Anderson. I wish we could get better field position during that punt kick. But my other concern is honestly, even though it's Jaden fielding whenever it's time to do them field goal kicks, it's just obviously we haven't gotten a lot of opportunities to do a field goal kick. You know, I just want the more variety thing. Obviously, it's better not to have variety of like 20 yards here, 30 yards there. Obviously, we would rather want to avoid that, but you never know when it comes to these big games, when we're in the college football playoffs. It comes down to that field goal kick. It's gonna come down to, you know, it's the last 8 seconds left. It's fourth and 10, and we're at the 23, bro. And it's like if we make this, we go to the national championship. We don't, we time to kiss it goodbye. It's just like I want to make sure when it comes to that time, Jaden Fielding got enough reps to the point where it's gonna be like, oh, it's just another field day for me. So I'll give it a B. Just hopefully I want to say hopefully we get more opportunities for him, but at the same time, I really don't want the opportunity because then it's a close game. I don't really want them to be a close game. You know, if Julian Saint could throw for 6 TDs and, you know, have 2 interceptions from Caleb Down and 1 apiece from Igmanosa and something, you know, let's keep it there. But yeah, I gotta give it a B.
You're basically scared of the Noah Ruggles situation.
Yeah, bro, that's the most.
The Ruggles situation.
Bro, I literally will never forget, bro. I literally I recorded that moment, bro. I will never stop forgetting that moment, bro.
Fuck. Any final questions or thoughts about this whole thing?
Nope.
Pretty simple.
I want more Buckeye college games, bro. I was bored, bro. Fuck.
I feel that. I did feel that. I was like, damn, there's no Buckeye game, man. I was chilling.
Yeah.
I feel that one. All right. I think now, though, we could go on to the preview for the next game. Washington Huskies. Obviously, I got my little insight and notes and all of that. So, if y'all got any final thoughts before I pretty much rant about this whole thing?
I got nothing. I'm gonna listen to y'all. That's what I'm gonna listen. Then I have my opinion.
All I know is Denzel Boston, bruh. How concerned do we need to be about Denzel Boston, bruh?
I got you. We'll go step by step, though. All right, we'll go step by step. Right now, obviously, Washington currently, they are 3-0. All wins by double digits, by the way, too.
Who they play?
Their games. Pretty much some average. I can't say it's terrible, but it's definitely some average.
Colorado State, UC Davis, and the good old Washington State. You know how Washington State get with them transfers, John Mateer, Cam Ward. But this year they're 0-3, so maybe not this year.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, still put up like 24 on them, whatever. But honestly, obviously to start off, Washington's offense is definitely their strong point. They have a very, very dynamic quarterback who is also a very, very good dual threat. When I was watching film, this dude can run and he can throw. Honestly, this kid he can do it. This quarterback that they have, the running backs, they're okay. Definitely more just all around type of running backs. You know, one thing I will say that's underrated for them is that they definitely are looking to see the open field more. They're more patient. They're not really shooting the gap instantly. Blah blah blah. Like they're patient with it. So
and that's when Arvell Reese comes in, spears them, and fumbles the ball.
And grabs that's the hope. That's the hope. What you said, Cam. Wide receivers. All their wide receivers, honestly, Washington are known for having very solid receivers, and same thing with this team. They have very solid receivers. Denzel Boston, like you just said, 6'4", 200 pounds, but he's a very, very lanky frame. Imagine him more of like a Territorial Macmillan in a way. I think that's how you say his name. He kind of reminds me of him. He's very, very lanky. Like he knows how to use his body very well. I think the receivers definitely present a good challenge for us in terms of the corners. Very good matchup. I think one good weakness that we could exploit is their O-line. Their O-line is okay, nothing crazy, but they have very interesting weaknesses at run blocking though. The run blocking has been very iffy. I'll be honest. Very, very iffy, and they also they sometimes get confused on, possible disguises for like certain blitz schemes. They're not really looking into it. They're when it's like head on, They see it pretty well, but when we're like disguising something, maybe it's something we could take advantage of.
Yeah.
Another thing to go for their offense is their tempo. They have a very good all around tempo. They're not fast, they're not slow. They can pick it up, they can slow it down very heavily. They have the weapons and pieces to do that. So it presents a very good challenge, honestly, to see like, can we stop them when we need to stop them, or when they're going fast, can we keep our eyes down the field and make sure they don't get behind us type of thing. Um, One thing I will say that very concerns me, and not concerns me, but I'm very interested to see, especially for our DBs testing, like being tested wise, they like to take shots down the field. They are not afraid to take a shot down the field. They are willing to do a first down, quick run, second down, boom it down 40 yards, 50 yards down the field. They are not afraid to do that. They do that very, very often, try to get something going. So definitely a good test for our DBs in my opinion, especially with their receiving core specifically.
Okay.
And then we could push on the defense. Their defense is unique. I'll put it like that. They're not excellent, but they have solid, solid players. Very gritty, tough players. One thing that I do notice very often is they don't run a typical four down on the line. They like to run a lot of five on the line. So a lot of 3-4, 3-5. If you know the scheme, they like to run that a lot, which is very, very interesting. Not really typically used against very, very spread offenses like us, for example. I don't think it's the best choice of option, but they do run nickel at times also, so could be interesting. The strong point of defense, in my opinion, is linebacker. I think their linebackers are very, very good. They're very athletic. They go sideline to sideline. They can make tackles. I think overall they're definitely the strong point. Definitely, you can definitely tell that they're vocal leaders of here. I don't think they're terrible, but I think they definitely make the D line look better than what it's supposed to look like. I'll put it like that for sure. Especially when it comes to getting the tackles on the running backs and possibly getting sacks too, getting pressure. They're definitely the look for it. Something maybe to exploit, maybe depending on how we like to do it. They usually like to play a one high safety look. So they don't really like to do two safeties in the backfield. They usually like to show one. They do disguise it into two sometimes, but majority, like say 80-70% of the time when you watch the game, I promise you there's going to be a one high safety majority of the time. Another thing also that we can also take advantage of, I think we clearly win this advantage. They are not afraid to go man to man. Washington loves to go man to man with their corners. They love to go man to man.
Oh, like man, I love that.
I love to hear that.
They're very adamant about man to man. They do not shy away from it no matter what. They'll blitz man to man. When they'll be press man to man, they'll be a little bit off coverage, still man to man. They are not afraid to go man to man.
I felt like I heard this somewhere last year, like somewhere in the I national championship. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about something else. Maybe.
Hey, we'll see. To go on other positions though, D line. Their D line is a tough, gritty one. Like I said earlier about their defense overall, they're like a tough, gritty defense. However, this is definitely big on us too for us to take advantage of. In my opinion, from what I've seen, their D-line is very, very wide open on terms of runs. They don't have very good run stoppers. So, and this is dependent on us because I feel like this could be a game for our running backs, maybe to ramp up a little bit. So, definitely they have some big weaknesses at run stopping, but we're not really the best running team at the moment, so we'll see how that one goes. But to counteract, also they blitz. Like I said earlier with the man-to-man, they also blitz pretty often too. They're not afraid to disguise looks and send us all like different looks type of pressures, but they're also not afraid to just send a straight 6-7 at the quarterback. They're not afraid to do that. So, hey, to see if we can take advantage of the man-to-man. To give out also one small note, I didn't write it down at the moment, but I also remembered it. Their special teams are actually very underrated. They are very underrated when it comes to special teams. Most of the returns, in terms of kickoff and punt returns, they're getting easily 20 yards. I think we got to be very stout about special teams. Can't really slack off on theirs. They're pretty solid. So, and then my last final thing that I have at least listed is it could be more of an interesting one. At least when watching the games, 2 out of 3 games they played so far this season have been 1 possession games up until the 4th quarter. Could be interesting. Even though, like, if you look at the score for all their games, it's majority of them is like, oh, they're winning double digits, blowout, blah, blah, gotta be good. Hey, you watch the film. Up until that 4th quarter, once they hit that 4th quarter mark, most of their game, the 2 of their games, have been 1 possession within a touchdown, within, I believe, a field. One of them might have been a field goal, but I know it's within a touchdown. So, could be interesting. Overall, this Washington team presents a lot of interesting challenges, but I kind of like our matchup against them, obviously. So, unless you guys got any final comments, I think we could just do score prediction. All right, let's do
great film breakdown, man.
Thank you.
That's why we call it the film room, because you are in the film room. We're not here.
Yeah.
Right?
I try, man. I try. All right, we could do a score prediction. We'll start with you, Cam.
Okay. I think like you said, bro. I think it's gonna be a little slow start. I think maybe end of the first like 7-7. And then by the 3rd quarter, it's gonna be a blowout. We're gonna win by 72, and the final score is gonna be. Let me get a 3, 4. Let me get a 41-17.
Okay. Mine is, I heard.
Same thing I said with Ohio.
After hearing that they love to run man-to-man defense, I'm gonna give it to us, Ohio State 42, Washington 27.
Okay, respectable.
Okay. Honestly, yeah. Hey, I think Washington's a solid group. We definitely present some good challenges. I think their offense definitely is unique. Very going against our defense. I think they match up very well, but you never know. It is football at the end of the day. So my final score, go for a little bit of a different one. I'll go 38-17, Ohio State.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Any last final thought before I wrap this thing up?
I just want to say, Jeremiah Smith, go crazy.
Jeremiah Smith for Heisman.
I love it. All right. Yeah. Like I said, we can wrap it up here. This has been the Buckeye Fan Film Room. This should be out on Tuesday. We're going this on Monday. But also, don't forget, we're also live on Thursday. Well, technically not this week. Life things happening for me, but soon we'll be on rotation. I'm gonna be live more often. The Buckeye Fan Film Room, the 1 Foot In. Check out the 1 Foot In if you haven't checked that out. That's where we talk about all college football things. Obviously, if you still want to talk about the Ohio State Buckeyes over there, you're still more than welcome to come talk over there. Obviously, I'm live Thursday, 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Probably not this week though, but go ahead, click the link in the description. Click that link. Go follow me over there on Twitch. I'm the one going live, and we'll be over there talking about college football with the 1 Foot In podcast. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys made it in, make sure you guys click that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't. This has been us, the Buckeye Film Room. Thank you to VJ and Cam for being here. But yeah, that's all we got for you all today. We appreciate all the love and support. We'll catch you guys when we catch y'all next.